Your actions have changed the world.
Good morning, 47. Our Providence contact has shared the identity of the Shadow Client, a former mercenary and bodyguard by the name of Lucas Gray. His past is a black void, but our analysts are digging deep. Meanwhile, we've had a breakthrough of our own. Comparing the malicious attack patterns with global shipping and transportation routes, we've figured out how Mr. Gray and his paramilitaries move around the world undetected. They're using the distribution network of the Delgado cartel, Colombia's biggest drug manufacturer. Clearly, Gray must have struck a deal with the Delgados. Consequently, if we can cripple the cartel, we can severely limit the malicious strike range. But to do so, we need to slay a three-headed serpent. Sociopathic cartel head Rico Delgado and his two closest lieutenants, PR guru Andrea Martinez and savant chemist Jorge Franco. With equal parts guts and guile, Rico Delgado runs a thriving billion-dollar criminal empire. The word is, the brutal and volatile cartel head is hell-bent on becoming the #1 drug lord in the world. To achieve this, Martinez, a childhood friend of Delgado's, has been buttering up state leaders and decision-makers, paving the way for an expansion of the Delgado logistics network, while the brilliant but aloof and antisocial Franco has been hard at work developing a new type of super cocaine. So, three of Colombia's most infamous crime lords inhabiting a decidedly hostile environment. I will leave you to prepare.
Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination, and we all fall down. The series where we take out all of our primary targets in accident falls or falling object kills. So for today's challenge, we are in Santa Fortuna, and we are going to be starting at the shaman's hut. We're going to have a spare pistol stored up in the jungle, and we're going to be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are gonna first of all go and retrieve our spare pistol, as we will be needing that momentarily, and then we're gonna work our way in an anti-clockwise direction around the map and hit our targets. So we'll be starting with Jorge Franco, or Jorge Franco, or the chemist, shall we call him. So we're just going to make our way up the cliff face here once we've retrieved our pistol, and we are going to utilize one of the mission stories for Jorge Franco, which means that those two patrolling guards we've just avoided need to go. So we're going to pull out our Rude Ruby or spare pistol of your choice, and just by the stairs on our right, we're just going to drop that on the floor and then hide in the bushes. Now when the patrolling guards return, one of them will spot that gun, they will move in to take it away, and they will leave their colleague alone and vulnerable. So the guard's just picking up the gun now. It is the perfect guard to do this, so either way, whichever guard collects it, you can take the other one out easily enough. But as you can see, this guard is very alone and vulnerable, so we can now pounce on him. We're going to hide him for the time being in the bushes where we were hiding, and we'll just wait here. So when the other guard returns, we are perfectly in position to render him unconscious also. Now the reason we are doing this is that we will be coming back to this area very shortly with Jorge Franco in tow. So once the guard is back, he should stand somewhere with his back to you, and we can then grab him. Don't forget to grab the guard's guns as well, and we're now going to drag them both down onto the ramp that leads to the shaman's hut. So about there should be good enough. We're going to drop the gun there as well, and then go back for his colleague, and we'll just move him out of the way, so that when Franco comes up here, he's going to be searching for a flower, and he's going to have 2 guards with him who will also be milling around. So we want them out of this little area here. So once the guards and their guns have been successfully dealt with, we can now make our way down into the coca fields, and while we're down here, we're going to get ourselves a change of disguise just so that we can move around a little bit easier. So we're just going to make our way into the coca fields, moving quite slowly as we pass the guards. Once we're safely past them, we can speed up a little bit. So the plan is we are going to make our way across the pathway that's just up ahead of us and into the lab that you can see just off to our left. And in there we will find a very rare flower, and we are going to destroy it. And that will send Jorge Franco on a mission to find a new one. So we're just going to wait here in the bushes for the 2 patrolling guards to wander back off. Thank you very much, lads. Very appreciative. So the gentleman you can see there leaning against the building having a cigarette is currently wearing our next outfit. So we're just going to sneak across the path and around the back of the lab. And around here we will find a fuse box. So we're just going to turn that quickly off and then on again, and that will get the attention of the lazy lab worker who is currently outside having a cigarette. I don't think he actually goes into the room. So when he comes round to investigate, we can render him unconscious. He will drop a key card and we're going to retrieve that as well. So here he is. We're just going to make you go to sleep for a little while, grab your key card. We're going to drag you a little bit deeper into the leaves here, because there are 2 more lab workers in the lab itself. That's a lot of eyes to be trying to sneak about and do stuff. So we're going to use the fuse box and we're going to lure 1 more of them out. So we're just waiting for him to come around. Here he is now, and we can then render him unconscious. We don't need his key card. We'll just leave him with his friend there. Now, as you can see, Jorge Franco is in the area and his next stop is that lab. But he is an old man and he does move rather slowly, so we have enough time to make our way into the lab. The other lab technology guy is not looking at us, though someone was peering through the window. But we've managed to destroy the flower just in time. As you can see, Jorge has just arrived. So we're now going to retrace our steps back up onto the cliff overlooking the Caruso Villa. So we're just going to sneak nice and slowly through the bushes past the 2 guards here, and once we're safe enough a distance away, we can now make a break for it. And we're just going to head back up the stairs to where we knocked out the 2 patrolling guards earlier on, and we're going to wait in the bushes for several minutes. Jorge and his bodyguards will come up here pretty quickly, but they do mill around for a little while before Jorge spots the flower, which is pretty much just behind us. So he will make his way over to the edge. His guards will not follow, and we can then tap him on the shoulder, give him a slight heart attack, and send him on his merry way.
Excuse me.
Franco confirmed down. Nice work, 47.
So that's 1 target taken care of. We're just going to sneak up behind this guard here. We don't need to do anything. He will eventually move forward, and then we can sneak along with him, and we are no longer trespassing. They are no longer enforcers, and we can then make a bolt for the Delgado mansion. I'm pretty sure I said Caruso earlier, but We're not in Sapienza. So once we've made our way through the coca fields and lockpick our way through the tunnel, we are going to drop a spare gun on the floor by the gate there and turn on the radio, and then immediately hop into the available crate. That's going to distract one of the mansion guards, and when he comes to turn off the radio, he will spot the gun, and as soon as he goes past us, he will wish he hadn't, and we're just going to jump out of the crate like a jack-in-the-box and render him unconscious. And you want to try out this really cool new trick? It's called hide and seek, and you are now it. So you go hide in the box there while I go and seek out your boss. So we're going to go and take his outfit. We don't need that gun. We are going to have to avoid a couple of enforcers in this area. So the area we want to head to is Delgado's office, and that means getting past that patrolling enforcer. So we're going to cut through the museum area just to give the enforcer a nice wide berth, and into the bathroom area here, and we're just going to wait for that same enforcer to turn around and wander off back the way he came. There he goes, and we can then duck out of the window, and around to our right we will find a drain pipe, although it is a very stylish drain pipe that you can't tell is a drain pipe, and then up to the first floor and in through Rico Delgado's bathroom window. So in the next room we will find there is a guard leaning against the wall. There is Rico, he will be up here shortly. So we're just going to take one of the spare guns that we have and drop it on the floor. That will get the guard's attention and draw him away from the wall, allowing us to get behind him and render him unconscious. Now unfortunately there's nowhere we can really hide this guy, so we're just going to hide him in the bathroom as deep in as we can. Right up here by the towel rack will do. We're going to collect up the gun that we've left and the gun that he drops. Now there should be an enforcer or bodyguard at the very least with Rico. Now for some reason in this run the bodyguard is nowhere to be seen, which is why I'm stood where I am, because I'm expecting a bodyguard and I'm expecting to have to drop a gun on the floor to distract the bodyguard, but he's not here, so we can scratch that one. We don't have to wait for the bodyguard to take the gun away. We can move it straight in on Rico. Unfortunately he has already sat down, so let's just get him back out of his chair there. Yeah, cop a load of this, mate. So that's Rico unconscious. He has to die from an accident, fall or falling object. So we are going to drop him out of the bathroom window here.
Whoa, what the hell?
Rico Delgado has been eliminated. Nicely done.
So with two of our targets now taken care of, we are going to head down to the basement before we head off for Andrea Martinez. Now just be aware that when you exit the office there is an enforcer directly outside, and you will have to duck in through Rico's bedroom and back out onto the veranda, down the stairs, avoiding the enforcer who is patrolling still, and down into the basement, where once again we're going to use the exact same trick of leaving a weapon lying around. So we're going to make our way just past the money counting room here and drop one of our spare guns on the floor, and then we're going to wait in the money counting room for the patrolling limping guard. You can spot him on instinct quite easily because he has a very distinctive limp. Where is he? There he is. So he is going to spot that gun, and he is going to bring that gun back to us in the money counting room. Now the reason we're knocking this guy out is that he has a love letter from Hector Delgado to Andrea Martinez, and if we retrieve that letter and return it to Hector, he will go and harass Andrea Martinez until she agrees to read the letter. And when she does, we will be lying in wait, ready to end her suffering. So once the guard has finally picked up the gun and brought it to us, we can render him unconscious, we can collect up Hector's love letter, and we can dump the guard in the crate there. And then from here, we're just going to make a beeline straight for Hector Delgado. Now we have a lockpick on us, so we can go up inside the building and lockpick our way in. If you don't have the lockpick on you, you can take this route through the building and out the other side and up onto the balcony where there are no locked doors. So all we have to do is approach Hector.
I believe this is yours.
My letter? You found it. You have no idea how long I've been looking for this. You know what? Take this. Thank you.
So once we hand over the letter to Hector Delgado, he is going to give us the combination for the safe in Rico's office. I can't actually remember what's in there. I think it's the El Matador high-powered pistol. Either way, we don't actually need the code. We've done all we need to do here. I'm going to grab the code anyway, just before I leave. And we're going to make our way now out of the villa and down to the village and Andreas Martinez compound. We're going to make our way around to the musicians building first of all, so that we can get a nice clear shot on the camera at the top of the building there. So all we have to do now is wait once we're in position here, and eventually Hector Delgado will make his way down to this compound and await the arrival of Andrea. They will have a conversation outside, and when that finishes, Andrea will come out onto this balcony to read Hector's letter. It's going to be a lot of soppiness and asking for forgiveness and things like that, so we'll save you the trouble of having to read all of that, dear, and we'll just drop you in with the piranhas.
All targets neutralized. This should paralyze the cartel. Excellent work, 47. Now head for an exit.
So with Andrea Martinez unfortunate accident falling into a piranha infested river, that means our job is now done and we can make good our escape. We're going to head for the boat exit. It's a little bit further than the bus stop, but because of the outfit we're wearing, we will have no enforcers going this way, where we will run into 2 or 3 if we head for the bus stop. So there we go, 3 more targets eliminated in accident falls or falling object kills. Join us in the next episode where some more naughty people have rather unfortunate accidents. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.